No other poem really exemplifies what it means to look back on life with tremendous regret than James Wright's poem, Lying in a Hammock at William Duffy's farm in Pine Island, Minnesota. The poem reads as follows. Over my head, I see the bronze butterfly, asleep on the black trunk, blowing like a leaf in green shadow. Down the ravine behind the empty house, the cowbells follow one another into the distances of the afternoon. To my right, in a field of sunlight between two pines, the droppings of last year's horses blaze up into golden stones. I lean back as the evening darkens and comes on. A chicken hawk floats over, looking for home. I have wasted my life. The speaker spends the majority of the poem observing his surroundings. He notices animals, sounds, and views, but he never actually participates in this life going on around him. He is simply lying down, watching it all unfold. Upon my first reading of the poem, I've noticed that the surroundings were not idealized. The cowbells are a distant distraction, the house is empty, and rather than commenting on, let's say, horses grazing peacefully, the speaker notices only their manure. As a younger person, I immediately felt very disconnected to the poem. But upon further inspection, I believe that this is Wright's point. I am at a stage where I am more like the chicken hawk in the poem, living in the moment and moving with purpose. Wright is essentially shining a spotlight on the eighth stage of Erik Erikson's theory of psychosocial development. As defined in the Penguin Dictionary of Psychology, Erik Erikson's stages of man is defined as a sequence of 8 periods during which an individual either resolves or fails to resolve a characteristic set of behavioral or emotional issues. Each stage is conceptualized as an either-or configuration, reflecting Erikson's notion that at any point in one's life, one may or may not be strong enough to accept the potential hazards of the current stage. The speaker in this poem is clearly within that eighth stage. The eighth stage being, of course, ego integrity versus despair. This stage occurs in old age, where one looks back and either accepts their life as meaningful, integrity, or views it with an overwhelming amount of regret and bitterness, despair. The speaker seems stuck in stagnation. He isn't building anything, connecting with others, or moving forward. He reflects passively while the world continues without him. The chicken hawk serves as a stark contrast. It is active and purposeful. This context explains the final line, I have wasted my life. Although I am young and I lack the emotional connection to what Wright is trying to display here, I do find it meaningful. This poem highlights to me the mortality that I and many others often forget about until it's too late, or until we're lying in a hammock on some Minnesota farm.